Welcome to Mystic Moons. President Trump has said that he has reordered the testing of nuclear weapons again. He's saying he's doing this because, well, the fact that right now the U.S., at least supposedly, more nuclear, well, to keep the monopoly on the U.S. being a nuclear power, the strongest nuclear power on Earth. He's saying that if the U.S. does not start up immediately the nuclear weapons testing and development, then the U.S. will lose their place as Russia is number 2 in the country with the most nuclear arms, and then China is number 3. And he's saying that precisely because of other countries, which of course Russia and China got a sweet call out in that way, that he's actually instructed the Pentagon to do that. So let's go and find out more about this. Did I say welcome to Mystic Moons? Welcome to Mystic Moons. And thank you for the like. So let's go and see. Resuming the development and testing of nuclear weapons so that the U.S. remains number 1 on Earth in nuclear arms, a nuclear power, the first nuclear power, the strongest nuclear power. Is that a good move? Is resuming nuclear weapons a good move? A couple things going on with this Knight of Wands. Act first, think later. Very much a knee-jerk reaction, very much brain and limbs aren't really coordinating together well towards the best path. There's a lot of the actions, the consequences of these actions are going to be felt, obviously, on in the time yet to come. Secondly, Knight of Wands with 8 of Pentacles is also interesting energy because this implies that there's some catching up to do. Maybe Trump in this energy was just being a little facetious or a little, not the word coddling, but kind in saying that we are still the world's number 1 nuclear power. Because 8 of Wands and, 8 of Pentacles with a Knight of Wands does imply that there is some catching up to do. There's some quick ramp ups. Is this ramping up to maintain the position of number 1? I don't know. Also, too, in this energy, while Trump is there publicizing that they're going to go and start up the nuclear program again, you know that China and Russia are not going to go and sit back and allow themselves to fall behind on whatever technology is being developed. So, first of all, the energy is full of competition. It's full of movement. They're not really bridging their actions and words with intelligence. This is all very reactionary energy. Knight of Wands has 2 of Cups. So with this reactionary energy, I do wonder, who has Trump spoken to recently? Who has he dealt with recently? Bottom of the deck energy, Ace of Pentacles. I wonder, who has he dealt with recently that has inspired him to start funding in this direction. This didn't necessarily come out of the goal to have U.S. remain as a top military power, or to theoretically remain in the top of the arms race. But I do think this is something, a move that was inspired, an announcement that was inspired based upon either some business deals. He had a proposal. Some information and a proposal was presented to him. And I think that proposal, the way it was presented, looked really good to him. This isn't even so much about military power. It's about partnerships. Maybe two as well. Ace of Pentacle energy with this Knight of Wands, Two of Cups. I wonder who has Trump been meeting with recently? Who has he been speaking to recently? Of course, we know that he's very tied in with Israel and Ukraine's affairs. We also know that the opposite sides of those countries are supported by Russia and China. People are picking their sides. And also, too, the U.S. is simply acting as almost a barge, shuffling and shuttling the concerns of, I feel like saying not even business leaders, but it's all about commerce. It's about a new start of stability. It's about getting ahead. But again, they're thinking about the now, and they're not really planning out the long-term future. Thank you for the like. So let's find out more about this Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands also has a Knight of Swords. I do think some news came to him, not only, this is not as it seems. When he said the U.S. is number one in nuclear power, could it be number one in nuclear power? But there's some reason why he's speeding up. It's because they have to speed up to go and not even maintain strength, to create equal strength. There's some sort of catch up here. Some other country has some other technology, some other position. That's stronger than the U.S. And think about it too. If the U.S. is a barge, for instance, that has all of our allies contained on our barge. And then Russia obviously has their smaller countries and etc. that they are joining together. The same thing with China. Look at the dollar, the distribution of the dollar and BRICS. They're just naming figureheads and not really listing the smaller components that comprise and support, advise, and work for the figureheads. And the Eight of Pentacles again, Queen of Wands. First of all, this decision, I'm going to say Trump announced it, but I would say that he probably made this decision a little earlier than when he just announced it to us. It was inspired by a meeting with others, a lucrative business meeting. He joined. He attached himself to another's cause, another nation's cause. I'm going to say too, with that Two of Cups. That nation, though, does have significant technology. Ace of Pentacles. One moment. So what I heard was Timothy Mellon just gave Trump $100 million, $130 million for the troops, U.S. troops. So that could be the attention here. It's like the peanut gallery behind me. I'm like, can you just wait until I'm done with the reading? No, I know, just wait. I don't even read the comments. Anyway, I kind of forgot now what I was going to say here. But essentially, yes, he's made a business meeting with someone else. He's aligned himself. That person has significant power, I feel like, both in the business and political sector. It's a smaller country. It's not the U.S. He's not necessarily doing it for the U.S. He's not necessarily doing it for China or for Russia, but one of the lucrative partners. This is simply a proxy of one entity using one dog to bark at another dog. Literally, that's what this is. There was something else I wanted to say about this Knight of Swords and Eight of Pentacles, which I can't forget. Either way, it was meant to be. Let's go and take... Let's go and take Two of Cups. Two of Cups gets Ace of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. Ooh. Definitely Trump. So here's something to go and find out. Trump says that he has ordered the Pentagon to resume its nuclear weapon testing. Who's going to be handling that contract, that account? Who's behind the organization that will be handling that? Two of Cups clarified by Queen of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and King of Wands. We have soulmate energy here, a shared life goal, karma goal. I don't want to say karmic because sometimes, that word gets taken out of context. But this is definitely soulmate energy, people coming together for fate. It's a fated partnership. Also, too, in Wands energy, willing, active participants. They know, very conscious decision to come together, very conscious decision to work on the type of work that they're going to do. Also, too, one could say in Wands energy, they're doing it to make big changes. Big changes for, first of all, the simple fact that they can. They're going to go and see how much change. Isn't that something? Or that was Obama's tagline. But yeah, this King of Wands, Queen of Wands under Two of Cups are coming together to create change, make a big impact, and not necessarily a good impact, but because they can, because they have the power to do so, because together they can go and make a mark on history. Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords gets a Queen of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Ten of Cups. It's about self-gain here. Knight of Swords under, or clarified by a Queen of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Ten of Cups. Is it moving together for the greater community? It's about, first of all, protecting one's boundaries, alliances, what one has built up to so far to ensure it endures. His legacy, probably to his partner's legacies. This is about ensuring that their dollars are going to stay their dollars, their companies are going to stay their companies, and they will continue to be those who have, and they will not be threatened by any chance of becoming a have-not. That's probably too why they don't really care so much about the long-term effects of what this action has, because as long as it benefits their interest, and it really is immediate energy, as long as it benefits their interest right now, that's the most important thing. And even in this, like, their interest is ensuring that they continue to have power. They continue to have wealth at a level of an individual, or if it's a unit, it's a family unit, a business unit, not so much a regional unit, a community unit, even a belief unit. Eight of Pentacles gets a King of Swords, Knight of Cups, and Temperance. Yeah, basically, I don't want to curse, but they're stirring some S word up. They're stirring some poop up. That's the whole thing. And yeah, he's fully serious about starting up the nuclear program. I think he's actually been doing some headway in putting this into warp speed, to take another Trump quote. I think he's been doing that earlier than what he's been announcing as of now. It's just that now he's ready to publicize it, but he's actually been in the movement for it earlier. Not that much earlier, but earlier enough. This isn't necessarily a brand new announcement or a brand new decision. Right now, all the pieces have already been laid out. The plan has already been laid out. So now they're ready to go and share, to publicize. And really, they're all for kicking things up. They're ready to tangle, ready to make an impact, ready to fight. They're all very, in this energy, very ready to fight. Ready to make a mark on history. King of Swords, Knight of Cups, and Temperance under an Eight of Pentacles. Very deliberate energy. Conscious decision that aligns. This is the soul path of whoever Trump's partners are right now in his political cabinet. They have soulmate energy, fate energy. They're closing a wheel. They're creating a wheel to close it. But they're doing it to create Great crap. Oh, bad energy. But they fully intend to go and start the nuclear weapons. They're doing it to go and highlight and create flames of a volatile situation. They're ready to go and bring that, excuse my language, I just have to say the word. They're going to go and create a shitstorm. And they're going to be the ones. Well, actually, wasn't that the whole? Didn't Trump do that meme of himself dropping a poo, feces on people? But that's the word that I'm getting here is literally starting a feces storm. That's what he's doing. Okay, so that's a message there. Thank you so much for the likes. Let me know your comments. There was something else I wanted to say earlier, but I get distracted sometimes from the message. Oh well, meant to be. Until the next time, bye-bye.